And a part 2 is coming up because, as usual, when you stop recording, you just get a download of related material, related important insights. You see, the reason why you don't mess with the Lord of the Rings, the reason why you won't get away with it, as I express this missing mythology that Tolkien has so adequately catered for, which anyone of any intellectual level or any specific interest, they can draw whatever they want from it. It's so vast, there's something for everyone. And this is especially important to British people and the diaspora of Americans. There's a lot of American people who are equally unhappy, and they should be. Now, when you think about what else has come along to try and fill this hole? Star Trek. I mean, it's intellectually interesting up until a point, but it's a bit of a joke, isn't it, really? I mean, it's a bit silly. Got some pointy-eared people in that as well. The biggie, Star Wars. Now, who does Star Wars appeal to intellectually? Pretty much mainly children. I used to love it, especially the Return of the Jedi, the Jabba's palace, when Luke came in as the confident, trained Jedi. With his abilities, he just laid waste to evil and flew out, on wings of glory, if you like. Loved it as a kid. All the toys in the garden, reenacting the scenes, coming up with my own stuff. Got to a certain age, bit of nostalgia when they did the, George Lucas did the, he did all the digital stuff, touched them up a bit and ruined them a little bit. Then the prequels come out and they were a bit rubbish, weren't they? Getting a bit old by this time for all this. Anakin's downfall there was still enough in there that it was, put it this way, in comparison to what came after the sequels, like George Lucas, everything's forgiven. I watched the first one of the sequels at the cinema out of interest. I ended up texting for most of it, can't even remember what happened at the end. It was inane. The second one, I'd vowed not to watch anymore, but I just happened to be on a plane to the Philippines. It was one of the movies. And out of all the movies, it was the one that I thought, well, at least it will be interesting to see how they've destroyed this even further. So I watched it out of a kind of, horrified disbelief. See, that's a problem. Sometimes you just want to see the world burn, right? They had Solo there as well. I watched that. Oh God, that was actually a little bit better, but I thought I can't do. I think what's the Death Star one as well, where they infiltrate the Death Star. I can't be bothered. And when was the third one? What was it? I don't even know what it's called. I don't care. Get to a certain age, you realise. I mean, it's basically a rip-off of Dune. See, Dune's for adults. Dune's serious, it's hardcore stuff. It's like a kid's version of Dune with the classic hero's journey going on. And I mean, if I listed the amount of similarities, it would go on forever. You can't make Dune into a really decent movie, as has been proved twice now. Went to see that new Dune one at the cinema. Boring, and I noticed a lot of very strategic moments as well within the movie. And funny how the Baron's homosexuality is not addressed as an extremely evil man. You see, films are crap. They're crap. Almost entirely. Every now and then you get a good arty movie, which is great. I mean, I love Braveheart, but I have to admit a lot of it is kind of silly, but it's a wonderful journey and it resonates somewhere. I don't know. You can't beat books, can you? You can't beat books. But what I'm getting at is, you've had Star Wars fed to you as a replacement for this mythology. It's like giving someone a Big Mac when what they really need is a roast lamb dinner with vegetables and potatoes and everything and rich gravy poured all that, good English roast dinner, yeah. But instead you just get Big Mac. It's all right when you're a kid. Like, yeah, McDonald's. Get a bit older, you're like, it's a load of old shit. So that's what you've been fed, a load of old shit as a replacement for your mythology with Star Wars. Hurt a lot of people. Didn't hurt me because I was beyond caring. But when it comes to Lord of the Rings, like I said, it's important to have your say, but important to retract back in that confidence. That the Lord of the Rings cannot be destroyed. It cannot be messed with. Dune is almost too... it's not really right to talk about Dune in this discussion so much, more than a passing mention, but it's so intellectual. It's so... Lord of the Rings is just as deep and just as detailed, in fact, probably more, probably. But Dune it's Dune was the inspiration for Star Wars. Star Wars is the kiddie version, and exactly what you're looking for in Star Wars, that cultural mythology, Tolkien hit the nail on the head. That's why it's a sin, that's why it's a crime, but it's like watching, it's like someone taking, let me think of something culturally important and artistically beautiful. It's like someone doing a reconstruction of Michelangelo's David and just putting like a clown nose on it and presenting that, to the public. You just walk past, you're like, I feel sorry for you. So yeah, I think I've covered all the points there. I think I've made my point. There's something real there. There's something real there. Something real came through Tolkien. Tolkien, similar to William Blake, another one of these characters that channeled the quintessential Englishness and the unmistakable specialness of a culture that is missing its heart centre. Perhaps that's why, one of the reasons why it was all over the world, looking for, a bit like a lost child looking for meaning. Just, wandering around the playground, making friends here, slapping people here and there, doing some good along the way, just looking, whatever. I can think of all sorts of... Trouble is nothing's ever one thing or the other, is it? But there is one thing we can be certain about, and that is Amazon, Rings of Power, you're like the dirt on the bottom of my shoe. Now we've recognised it, we've come in, we've just banged the shoes on the outside of the door, we've brushed it off, we come back in, we focus on more important things. The treasure is still there. Like gold, it cannot tarnish. Okay, I'm bored now anyway. Okay.